What's up, guys? Back for another one. I thought I'd show you a little bit of what I'm working on, or what I have been working on for the last week or so. I'm putting together some end grain cutting boards using hardwood, using a few different types of wood, and it doesn't really look like much now because there's still glue on everything and it's all kind of shitty, but they will look pretty nice, I think, with oil, and I need to sand it all down. But anyways, what I really want to talk about today was I'm not a carpenter or anything. I just started doing this about a couple weeks ago, and I just got the idea. I don't know where I got the idea. I just bought some hardwood and started doing this because luckily I have access to a couple tools, so I can do this. I'm going to sell them on Etsy. See if I can make a little bit more money. And anyways, but yeah, what I wanted to talk about today was nothing super heavy or deep or whatever, but I just wanted to talk about I want to start doing Canadian. I've done a lot of US stories and a lot of US stuff, and it seems like I just feel like I know, like, this is all this is all hypothetical, you know what I mean? Like, this channel is so small. I'm just like playing around, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm just trying new things, trying different things. So I hope nobody thinks that I like take it so seriously or something. Like, these I might get a little energetic at times, and I might seem angry, and maybe I'm a little angry for sure, but it's not like that. You know what I mean? I'm not like that on a normal basis with in a normal situation. So I'm not like that hardly ever anyway. So anyways, I want to talk more about Canada. Like, when I first started, like a year and a half ago or however long ago, I don't even remember, when I started paying attention to politics in the United States right before the election, I didn't know anything about politics. I would judge myself. I would judge my previous self, which is kind of unfair, but I do it for a reason. But I think that process that I went through of learning about politics in the United States, I started thinking and looking at things that are going on in Canada and different things. And one little piece of information that I really found interesting lately. It's not anything crazy groundbreaking, like everybody knows this, but it just kind of it directed my attention towards that, and I just have been thinking about it a little bit. But what that is I've noticed, I was just looking at the largest, or no, not the largest, the most profitable businesses in Canada and the United States. In Canada, it's all the banks. The banks are the most profitable, easily. Which for me was surprising. So that was surprising about Canada. I'm gonna look into that. I know, like, the things about Canada that I want to look more into for sure is the oil subsidies. We give a lot of oil subsidies, and that's terrible. Like, I live in Calgary, and we are going to be the next Detroit. So I'm not doing myself any favors here by spreading this shit around. Like, I really am not. But I still believe that it's like, it's bigger than me. Like, I literally, I like, it makes me not want to procreate. Honestly, learning about this stuff. And I really don't mean to be dramatic, but I'm just saying, like, it literally just has that effect on me. And I don't want it to have that effect on me. I wish that was a choice that I had or whatever, but anyways, I'm not saying I don't want to have sex. I'm saying I don't want to have children. Yeah. And in the States, one thing that was surprising, the oil companies are definitely high up there on the list of most profitable. But one thing that was really scary to me, after listening to, if you're listening to this and you don't know about kind of the news channels that I watch or my political leanings, then you should check out Jordan or TYT Politics. And Jordan Chariton is doing a lot of stuff on the kind of pretty much the crumbling infrastructure of, or the water, and there's a lot to it. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go all into it right now, but he's doing a really good job of doing that. He's doing something that nobody else is doing, which is amazing. And when I was referring to that was one of the most profitable businesses in the States is Nestle, and Nestle is making money off giving that shit, like, the water's broken, and then now people have to buy bottled water, and Nestle is making a shitload of money. And I'm sure Nestle would want things to go that way. I'm sure Nestle would, doesn't want the drinking, the tap water to be drinkable, so that people buy, Like, I don't know if they're narcissistic like that. I don't know if they're sociopathic like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how, but like like capitalism is just like that. Capitalism is sociopathic at its kind of in its unregulated form. So, I really like, one thing I like, I don't know why I get these, like, and I'm really right about them a lot of times. Let me indulge me for a second. I was all over Bitcoin when it was $7. I was calling my friends, telling them to build a computer to start mining Bitcoins when Bitcoins was at $7, and they looked at me like I was crazy. And now Bitcoin is steady at $1,000. I was broke at the time, couldn't afford to get into it, but I was telling my friends they should put their money into it. All right, I don't want to go on something where I'm just bragging, but my point is, like, I see these things, and it's like, what I think about them is, okay, so obviously I don't know everything in the situation. This is how I come to conclusions. So, and it's not anything crazy. I don't want to hype this up in any way, even though I completely have, but it'll be anticlimactic if you're looking for something super, super intense. I just am super curious, and if I have a train of thought, or if I have questions in my mind, I allow myself to, I just indulge my curiosities, is really just it. Not in a way of trying to find certain information, but just from one piece of information to the next. Whatever I think of, whatever question is in my mind when I look at a single piece of information, like the Nestle thing. So I have that piece of information. What does that make me think about? What is that, like, why, with what I know, based on how other companies have acted and how other things have happened, like, I don't know. My whole thing is I'm just very curious about Nestle, and maybe I'm like maybe people are already looking into this, and I'm like so behind the times and whatever. I'm not saying that I think I'm saying it. I'm just saying, like, it's just suspicious to me that they're one of the most top 10 profitable businesses. That's like, it just shouldn't be allowed. Like, you're making 41 billion. They're making $41 billion a year in profit. Like, that's just too big. It's just too big. There's no balance in that. Oh God. Oh, it's so like, it really, like, I really hate to get conspiratorial. And it's actually, no. Instead of getting conspiratorial, I'll just ask a question. So, if you're watching this and you're following along with what I'm saying, if you, wait, what was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh yeah, so let's look at the last 100 years. In the last 100 years, humans have gone, if you just look economically, the economic structure of North America, let's say, just North America, it has gone through very significant changes. And my question is, with where we are at right now, is this what capitalism's logical end is? Like, is this just what it's going to be? Because that's how it's been in the past in other ways. Like, I know I talk about Rome a lot. That's because I don't know a lot about any other thing. But Rome did, they lifted the cap on the amount of land that any one person could own at any time. And what ended up happening is select few people ended up owning all the land. The land was hardly even worked, and nobody had food. Nobody, they just bought it. They didn't set up the infrastructure to work it. But and so the point is that it completely collapsed, and then everybody was pretty much just in kind of economic slavery. Like, nobody had any land, nobody had any money. All anybody could ever do is work these farms that these 5 people own, just to feed yourself, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, just as like a super rough synopsis of that. But is that the logical end to capitalism, or or has it been a plan? Do you know what I mean? Because you hear about these families getting together and planning these things, and I guarantee there's like, if I was there, I would do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, to say that they wouldn't do it without knowing anything, I think would be more inaccurate. I think you'd be more foolish to say that nothing like that is going on than to say something like that is for sure going on. You know what I mean? Just because of, once you're at that point, like, that's just, what else are you going to do other than try to get more and more money? This is what people do when they're in that. Another point just on that is, and so that's the question. Is it just a logical end to capitalism where we're at right now, or is the wool being kind of pulled over our eyes, and we're kind of being led into this without, so I don't know. Either way, something needs to be done about it. It doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't. Which one of those? Something needs to be done about it, and yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, one thing that I was thinking of, I really would like to know from a psychological perspective, what is the change in someone's brain that happens? Like, I've heard of, so somebody, I don't know who did this study, but they did a study on money or income and happiness, and how much income gives you, how, like, they measured how having more income affects how much more happiness you have in general, kind of. And what they found was your happiness increased to $77,000. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, so if you're making, you know, if you were to start making $10,000, right, and this is per year, and you keep going up and up and up and up to $77,000, you'll get happier and happier and happier based on the study. After 77,000, you stop. I don't know how it works. It's probably diminishing returns a little bit, you know. That's probably like a balancing point of diminishing returns. But one thing I've noticed is that there's a change that happens in people's mind, their outlook, their demeanor, their everything. And I've seen it happen with my friends. I've seen it happen in person and whatever. But like, once you start making a certain amount of money, you, like, people change. And one thing that I think that is it's a spiritual, like, I'm not a religious guy in any way, but what I do believe is that human beings are spiritual things, and that can manifest itself in fucking everything and anything. You know, how, you know, if you like going for walks, or if you enjoy a sunset, or, you know, those kind of things are, in my opinion, you know, can be, I'd like to, like, just for the sake of this argument, let's call that stuff the spiritual side of things. So, fuck, I forgot where I was going. God damn, I'm too complicated for my own sentences. Fuck. Oh well. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is a bit of a longer video than I wanted to make, but the point, just all I wanted to say was I'm going to start looking into more Canadian stuff, and also I'll show you these when they're done. They're going to be, I think they're going to be pretty nice. This one is the one that I'm looking forward to the most. It's cherry and maple. And like, to give me, like, I'm not a carpenter in any way, and I'm not even gonna say that these are good. I think they're pretty good, but I'm not gonna like brag about these. The point is I don't know what that point is that I was trying to say. I think I've smoked too much weed today, or maybe, yeah, my head's been fucking nuts lately. I need to take a break. There's been a lot going on in my personal life that's just like, I just like taking up all my time, taking up all my energy just to like let it go. Like, not even like fix anything, just to like let go of the negative from it. So it's been not a great week, but that's okay. Working on this stuff has been really a good thing, so that's good. But yeah, here, I'm trying to show you this. It's not really working. Yeah, I'll just show you the finished product. It looks like shit.